Are you guys ready for 3 amazing vegan recipes? Because I've crafted these recipes and I'm thinking they're really, really good. We got breakfast, we got lunch, we got dinner, and then I have a dessert recipe that I'm stealing from Dr. Greger's new cookbook, How Not to Die cookbook. It's gonna be fun. Are you guys ready? I'm so cheesy. I'm actually really, really hungry this morning, so we going in. All right, we're having some breakfast potatoes and also a vegan egg sandwich. Kind of like the McDonald's McMuffin, but better for you and tasting, if I say so myself. So to get started, I just have a chopped golden potato and I'm going to put the tiniest bit of olive oil on here, literally a speck, just so the seasoning sticks to it. And then I'm gonna dump it out onto my baking sheet. So I'm using one of these lovely silicone baking sheets. You could use parchment paper, something to help the potatoes not stick, since I didn't put an overwhelming amount of oil on them. We got a bad one here. Yeah, and then you can put on whatever kind of seasoning you prefer. This is obviously a really basic recipe. I'm sure you guys know how to do this already. I personally always use this seasoned salt. It is my favorite thing in the world. I rave about it all the time. It's basically a combination of, I think, like 9 or 10 spices, and it's just so good. I feel like nothing's coming out. Just me? Is there really like a bunch coming out and I just can't see it? We're gonna have to get closer. Oh no, we good. We good. It's coming out. And I'm just gonna pop this in the oven at 425 for probably about 20-25 minutes. Just keep checking it. So up next, we're gonna make our vegan egg. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, how in the hell do you make a vegan egg? How do you make an egg? How does one make an egg, right? Well, I don't know. I had that same question a few weeks ago and I just started working my magic in the kitchen and I came up with something that I feel like is so good. I couldn't believe it. What's really great about this egg is it's very, very high protein. So these are the 4 main ingredients going into the egg: tofu, garbanzo beans, cashews, and of course some yummy nutritional yeast. So I don't really measure anything when I cook, which I know is not the best for making an instructional video, but you guys just have to learn to trust yourself, put what you think, taste it, see what it needs a little bit more of. I promise you, you can do it. So to start, I'm putting 1 block of tofu. This is just like, I guess it's about 8 ounces, 1 small little half cube. Then I would say probably about a half cup of cashews. And then about a half can of garbanzo beans. I'm gonna put just a little splash of milk, probably about a 1/4 cup. And then we're gonna transfer this over to the blender and blend it up. So I'm gonna take my nutritional yeast and I'm gonna put about a half cup. A lot, actually. Okay, now this next step is a very important trick. I'm going to put the juice of 1 lemon on top of everything. And then right on top of where I squeeze the juice, I'm going to put just about a teaspoon of turmeric. And why this is important is because you want it to mix in the lemon juice so that the color reaches as much of the egg as possible. If you were to just sprinkle this on top without having liquid, the color payoff wouldn't be as nice. And you don't want to have to use too much of this because it does have a strong flavor that we don't really want to taste too much of. All right, there you go, looking pretty good. Now the last step would be to add in your seasoning, because right now it kind of tastes like an egg, but there's no pop, you know, you need that salt and pepper, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put in some seasoned salt as well as some cracked black pepper. It's good, it's really good. This is actually better than the last time I made it. And then just go ahead and spoon a bit of the mixture into the mini skillet. I found that you don't want to do too much because then it won't cook in the middle. So make it pretty thin. Almost like a pancake. Think of it as like a pancake. In the meantime, our potatoes are looking nice and crispy in here. Gonna go ahead and take those out. They're not as shiny and brown as normal breakfast potatoes because I didn't put hardly any oil, but they're still very good. All right, here we go. Wish me luck, guys. So the key to doing this is putting it onto a spatula. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, 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 we got that part. This is the hard part. We got it, we got it, we got it. Hey, yes. Guys, it turned out perfect. Look at that little egg patty. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So next step would be to add some cheese. This is the cheese that I wholeheartedly recommend, the follow your heart cheese. So I have some mashed avocado that I'm gonna just pile right on top of this egg. And then of course we need some kind of sauce for this, and what better combo than sriracha and maple syrup, y'all. Yes, and I'm gonna just put this right on the bread side so it soaks in there. If you were wondering what the inside looks like, this is it. So the outside stays firm and crunchy, but the inside is still quite soft and crumbly. Also, be sure to store the rest of your egg in a jar. That way, throughout the week, you can make quick, easy egg sandwiches in the morning. For lunch, I'm gonna make something really quick and easy because honestly, I'm still pretty full from breakfast. That was a really filling breakfast. So for lunch, just gonna make something really light, quick and easy, but still very delicious. So we're gonna call this dish pizza toast, which I know is a very, very clever name. It's basically just bread, some vegan cheese. I opted for Kite Hill ricotta, being a little fancy today. If you can't find this, you can totally use any vegan cheese of your choice. Some pizza sauce, and then whatever toppings you like on your pizza. All right, so just spreading a little bit of the pizza sauce right on top. Next, we're gonna go in with the ricotta, just kind of crumbling it on top. Probably not everybody's topping of choice, but I love onions and mushrooms, so I'm all about it. And you know, I also think I'm gonna top this with a bit of dried oregano, just to make it extra fancy for you guys. That looks amazing. So prepping dinner right now. For dinner, we are making a, you could call it like a sushi bowl or like a deconstructed sushi bowl. I have brown rice going in my rice cooker. And then over here, we have the veggies. And then over here, we're gonna make our sauce. Or if you're feeling a little lazy, you know, it's a late night, you're tired, this is a really good sauce from Trader Joe's that you could just use instead. And then we're gonna garnish with some seaweed, some avocado, some sesame seeds, and then I'm also making my own spicy mayo to go on top. Step one is going to be to cook your carrots. So I have them just kind of steaming, kind of boiling. It's an in-between zone that I just like to put my veggies in. So I'm gonna do those for about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna add in my edamame, and then 10 minutes later after that, I'm gonna put in the mushrooms. But in the meantime, let's make the sauce, yes? Because you know, this is pretty good, but it's not as good as homemade. So let me show you how I make this. So I do this all to taste. The first thing I put in is the oil, because that is really the base. Probably about a tablespoon. Then just a little splash of vinegar. Not too much, just a kick. The soy sauce is the real star of the show here. Probably about a tablespoon of that. Chili garlic, depends on how much spice you like. I like it pretty spicy. That's good. Just one or two little tut tut tut. Not much is coming out, there we go. Ginger, and last but not least, a little bit of coconut sugar to sweeten it up. Then I'm just gonna whisk it together, and we will taste it and see if it's missing something, too salty, too sweet, not sweet enough. All right, so I've added in the edamame, and you know what? I'm feeling crazy. Let's just go ahead and put the mushrooms in now. So crazy of me, right? That should be done in about 5 minutes. While we're waiting, let's make our spicy mayo. So in here already I have half a can of garbanzo beans. Yes, the garbanzo beans are back again. They are a great thing to have in a vegan kitchen. Just so versatile. There's so many things that you can do with them. So yes, they are the star of the show today. So we have half a can of those, the juice of 1 lemon, and then just a splash of almond milk. And that's good. Little tiny bit of vinegar for that nice tangy kick that we love in our mayo. Yes, and then the spicy. I prefer sriracha because it's just so easy and however spicy you like it. I think that's probably gonna be good. So I made this before and I couldn't remember how I made it. I thought I got that right, but I didn't. It wasn't the right consistency. You definitely need to add just like maybe a 1/4 cup of nuts. I would prefer cashews, but I am out of cashews, so I have macadamia nuts, which I think are also really neutral tasting and should work here. I added a little bit more sriracha because it wasn't spicy enough, and then also a dash of soy sauce because I just think, you know, spicy mayo, it has that really rich, intense flavor, and I wasn't getting enough intensity, so I think this should be good now. Now that everything's done, it's just time to assemble. So I put some of my brown rice in a bowl, and I made the brown rice in my rice cooker because 1, I mean, I'm lazy, but 2, because it turns out more like sushi rice. It becomes a little bit more bonded and sticky. So I thought that'd be perfect for this recipe. So here we go, we got the rice. Now we're moving on to our veggies, which have no sauce on them. These are just pretty much steamed veggies at this point. I'm gonna put the sauce on top because I don't wanna lose it at the bottom of this dish, you know? I wanna lose it at the bottom of this dish where all of the rice is so it can soak up that nice sauce. Then I'm gonna be a little extra and I'm just gonna put the seaweed lining all the way around the inside of the bowl. When I eat this, I usually will just pick this up and then scoop up the insides like this with a piece of seaweed. I'm going to put a little bit of this sauce just right over the veggies. Then just place some little pieces of avocado on the sides. Always try to make this look good, but I fail a little bit. I need to learn how to make an avocado rose, right? And then right in the middle, I'm gonna plop my spicy mayo. And to finish it off, just a few black sesame seeds. And last but not least, yeah, I got some dessert. So I'm really, really, really excited about this dessert. It actually required some time in the fridge, about 6 hours. So we're gonna have to rewind to 6 hours ago when I made this. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this recipe, you guys. Healthy chocolate pudding. Yes. This is a recipe from Michael Greger's new cookbook, the How Not to Die cookbook. If you're not familiar with Michael Greger, he is basically a nutrition expert and he is the creator of nutritionfacts.org. So this cookbook is basically a bunch of really healthy vegan recipes, and I'm very excited that this is the first one that I'm trying out. This is a really simple recipe. All it calls for is avocado, almond butter, cocoa powder, date paste, I'll tell you about that in a second, and some berries, and then a little bit of almond milk and some chia seeds. So date paste is just some dates and boiling water blended together. It's basically like a sugar alternative that's a little bit more healthy. So I'm gonna put half of this into the blender, and then 1 1/4 cups of berries of your choice. I'm just using mixed berries because that's what I have on hand. 3 whole tablespoons of cocoa powder because we're talking really chocolatey. chocolate pudding. 2 tablespoons of almond butter. Do you hear my cat going crazy back here? Chibi, what's happening? What's happening? Tell us. Tell us, Chibi, what's happening? Tell us. Oh, oh my God. What is with you? Hey, what's happening? What's happening? I don't know why he's being so crazy. What are you doing? What are you doing, huh? Are you trying to get some attention? Somebody needs some attention? Oh, now you're quiet. Okay, sorry, back to the pudding. So the only ingredients that are left are a half cup of the date syrup. I'm gonna just eyeball that. That seems right. And what do we got? 1.5 cups of almond milk. And I'd say that's good. So you actually want this to be pretty thin because the chia seeds are what is gonna turn it into pudding. So let's go ahead and blend this and see what we get. Okay, wow, that is looking very chocolatey. And I dipped my finger in and I did a little taste test, and I gotta say, guys, it is good. This is like the perfect thing if you have kids too, because it's like a healthy snack that does not taste healthy at all. I guess I'm gonna do all of this. This is quite a lot. So I had a 1/4 cup of chia seeds at the bottom of the bowl, and I'm gonna stir it up. Sorry, I didn't have a spoon. Yeah, so we're gonna stir it up, and then this needs to go in the fridge for, it says 8 hours, but in my experience with chia pudding, it only takes maybe about 4 or 5. Just gonna spoon some of this in here. Then I'm gonna make it just like he did and put some fresh raspberries on top, as well as a little sprinkle of roasted cacao nibs. Obsessed. Look how beautiful this is. This does not look healthy, but I am so excited to eat this right now. Seriously, so good, you guys. I mean, it's no chocolate pudding, don't get me wrong, but for a guilt-free version, very good. But okay, I'm going to keep eating this, but thank you so much for hanging out today, and I hope you enjoyed all of my recipes. If you recreate any of them, let me know on Twitter, send me a picture, let me know how it went. Cooking is a journey. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we fail, especially when we don't measure things. So I should really try to start doing that, huh? I just can't. It's just not in my nature to be so specific with ingredients. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you really soon. Bye.